Hello and welcome. You're tuned into Market Fatafat with me, Ankita Saxena, and with me, Sharad Dubey. And in the next 1 hour, we'll get you the top buzzers in trade, why they're buzzing, either on the back of news flow or on the back of technical charts. We'll tell you all of that and more. But before we get started with all the action, Sharad, let's take stock of how the market is shaping up. There's no Friday chair in the market, let's say that. Despite having positive global cues, we are seeing a correction in the market. In fact, Nifty slipped below the 25,000 levels as well.
Ankita, that's a very important level to actually come down to. Nifty is trading at below the 25,000 levels mark. They're trying for recovery, but it's unsuccessful. Almost 150 points downtick coming in. Nifty Bank also, you can see Axis Bank has been dragging the banking stocks, especially ICICI Bank and HDFC Bank. Keep these banks in focus as they come with their earnings this Saturday as well. But largely the market is muted and no important signs of recovery coming in the day's trade. The Nifty Bank down almost more than 500 points as we expect the results of Reliance and JSW Steel to come post-market hours. Also the broader indices, if you have a look, there also the mid-caps and the small-cap indices, they are on the downward side. There is a significant correction coming from day's high for both the broader indices as well. Even the advanced decline ratio across FNO, NSE and BSE exchanges are still getting tilted towards the bears. Interestingly, the stock specific news flow, Wipro is one of the top gainers in the Nifty index after a strong set of numbers coming in, and also IT and the metal pack, they are also trying to recover from the day's lows as well, and metal stocks are also buzzing in trade, including the likes of Tata Steel, NMDC as well. But let's move on to the show, and joining us we are having Jatin Gedia, technical research analyst at Mirae Asset Share Khan. Good afternoon, Jatin. Speaking of the markets, if you currently have a look at it, we're seeing a downward push coming in. For a trader, if they want to take position today, should they actually initiate a trade, buy some puts, or looking at staying out of the market because we are going with a lot of news flow over the weekend? So should the trade be light or should there be a small trade today?
Yeah, so overall, we believe that definitely there is a push towards the 25,000 mark. However, there are multiple support parameters placed around 25,000, 24,900. We have a strong put writing base at 25,000 on the monthly option chain, and also the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level is placed around the 24,900 mark. So we believe that at current levels there are multiple support parameters which can bump up the Nifty over the next week or so. So I believe that at current levels, if someone wants to take an aggressive bet, then he can buy some call options at current levels of 25,200 strike in the case of Nifty. So we believe that it's trading at a crucial support zone, and the Nifty has been continuously declining since the last 3 weeks. So whenever this happens, then the next week we get a bump up. So at this levels, shorting is not advised. One can buy call options at current levels.
All right, Jatin, thank you so much for the technical view of the market. But let me get on board from our research side, Rabinder and Kanishka also, who are joining us in the show to get us all the stocks that are buzzing in trade. And first, let me come to you, Jatin, then. You picked out NMDC for us on the charts. Now, NMDC has been gaining momentum in the last 3 straight sessions. If we have seen some gains coming in on NMDC. On the charts, what are the levels that you're watching out for then?
Yes, NMDC has broken out of a sideways consolidation, or you can say a symmetrical triangle pattern, and now it's gaining momentum. We believe that the stock is poised for a rise towards 74, 75 on the upside from an immediate short-term perspective, and the crucial support is placed at 69 rupees. So the risk reward is quite favorable to go longs in NMDC at this point of time. So NMDC is a good buy from the metal pack.
Yes, from the metal pack, trying to recover also in the day's trade, and NMDC itself, if you look at the news flow coming in for the rare earth magnets, that's why these metal and mining stocks are up in the day's trade. But also The UK FTA that might be signed next week as well, and currently the legal scrubbing is going on. That means the main pointers are already made, the legal provisionings are getting sharpened, and this announcement might be coming in when it comes to the UK FTA. But which are the sectors which would be beneficial? The textile space. If you look at the stocks such as Gokuldas Exports and even Arvind, which would be in focus, where the textile exporters would get benefits from this UK trade FTA as well. Interestingly, liquor stocks would be in focus, especially United Spirits, as some exemptions would be coming in for the Scotch segment as well. So the three stocks which would be in focus would be Arvind, Gokuldas Exports, and also from our coverage, United Spirits.
All right, so the textile stocks are in focus in the back of that. But let's move on to the next counter that is trading, that is in focus today, and that is Jio Finance. And Jio Finance, of course, is in focus on the back of its Q1 numbers that came out. Let's take a look at what the report card really looks like. Now, if you look at the revenue from operations, that's seeing an uptick of 46% on a year-on-year basis and 24% on a sequential basis. That's coming at 612 crore rupees. As far as the profits are concerned, we do see an uptick of 3.9% on a year-on-year basis, and sequentially, we see an uptick of 2.7%. The NII is also seeing an uptick of 63% on a year-on-year basis, but on a sequential basis, we see a decline of 1.5% coming in as far as the NII is concerned. Now, what was good in the results? Well, the net interest, the net income from businesses was up 4x on a year-on-year basis, plus the total revenues shows good growth coming in, and the AUM growth has also been good for Jio Finance. Now, what was bad for Jio Finance was the fact that the profit growth was in the low single-digit number. NII has also declined, like I mentioned, on a sequential basis. So a mixed set of numbers coming in for Jio Finance. Currently, it is reeling under pressure with cuts of 0.3%.
Well, looking at the Wipro counter, that's also one of the top gainers in the Nifty index. Rabinder, what are your key takeaways from the earnings?
This Wipro is in focus on the back of their Q1 FY26 earning, where company reported revenue as 22,135 crore, which was down by more than 1.5% on a sequential basis, and PAT also declined by more than 6.5% on a quarter-on-quarter basis. If we talk about EBIT margin, then company reported EBIT margin as 17.3% as compared to 17.5% in Q4 FY25, and management expects stronger performance in H2 FY26 as compared to H1 FY26. And apart from this, InCred has upgraded the stock to hold from reduced rating and hike target price ₹270 as compared to earlier target price of ₹233. So overall, inline set of number of Wipro in Q1 FY26, and a decent commentary leading a stock in buzzing, and stock is holding a gain of 2.5%, and a stock is top gainer of the Nifty 50 index.
All right, absolutely. Wipro, that is the top gainer in the Nifty 50 index on the back of good set of numbers that has come out for the IT major. But so let's move on to the next counter that is in focus. Kanishka, you picked out Tata Power for us. Tell us why is Tata Power in focus?
That's right. So Tata Power Renewable Energy, which is a subsidiary of Tata Power, that has signed its first battery energy storage purchase agreement with NHPC. Now, this project is secured under NHPC's BESS Tranche 1 tender through a competitive bidding route for Kerala State Electricity Board. Now, this is being the end user of the battery energy storage system, that is BESS. Now, the project involves setting up a 30 megawatt by 120 megawatt battery storage system at the 220 kV substation in Kerala. Now, this project will play a role in addressing peak power demand, enhancing grid flexibility, and enabling seamless integration of renewable energy in Kerala. That's what Tata Power has said in the statement, and hence the stock is in focus today.
Yes, Kanishka, Tata Power is in focus on it, but the discussion continues with Tata Group. Next stock is Tata Consumer. Of course, the FMCG pack, mixed numbers coming in today, but over the long-term basis, if you look at least the month of July, FMCG stocks have seen a strong buying, especially on the defenses front. Tata Consumer in the day's trade, it's actually fall down almost 0.7%. Jatin, what are the technical levels looking like? Is there a small cool off or consolidation for Tata Consumer products in the offing?
Yes, in fact, if we look at the weekly charts of Tata Consumer, that what we can see is that since last 8 to 10 weeks, it has been in a consolidation phase. Now, it has reached its 20 and 40 week averages, and apart from that, also it has reached the reverse channel lower end. So what we believe is that there is a strong support zone in the zone of 1080, 1070, which is acting as a very good buying level from a short term perspective. We believe that the stock is poised for an up move towards 1160, 1170 from a short term perspective. So the risk reward is quite favorable to go long. At current levels, it's trading at a crucial support zone.
Crucial support zone coming in for Tata Consumer. Moving on, defense stocks also in focus, especially HAL. And important news flow coming in is that company has received its first set of wing assemblies coming in from L&T. Not much reaction in the stock. The stock, after giving a gap up opening, has been on a downward streak. Stock is down almost 2.5%, trading below the 120 mark. But of course, defense stock should be in your radar, as Israel, interestingly, has also increased its defense budget for the next year. And important Prithvi and Agni missiles variants are also being tested as per PTI. So the defense pack itself should be in focus as well.
All right, so HAL and the defense pack in focus in the back of that news flow. But let's move on to the next counter that's coming in from the Pharma pack, and that's Sun Pharma that you picked out for us, Jatin. Tell us, what do you see on the charts for Sun Pharma?
Yeah, see, in the case of Sun Pharma, it has broken out from a consolidation on the 15th of July, and thereafter, since last 3 trading sessions, we are just seeing a minor cool off. It has now reached its crucial support zone from where the buying interest can re-emerge the stock. So post the breakout, it has now retested the breakout, and high probability that it will start a next leg of up move in the coming trading session. So current levels are good support levels to buy. The crucial support is placed at 1660, and on the upside, expecting a rally towards 1740 to 1770 from a short term perspective. So risk reward is quite favorable to go longs at current levels in the case of Sun Pharma.
Yes, the risk reward is favorable when it comes to longs for Sun Pharma. Also, interestingly, Ravinder, Axis Bank is in focus. Numbers did come out, weak set of numbers. Now they're dragging the banking stocks as well. And of course, the eventual result is that Nifty Bank is also seeing a selling pressure. So how are the earnings actually panning out, and are there any brokerages downgrades as well?
Well, yes, there is a brokerages downgrade to the Axis Bank. The bank has announced their Q1 FY26 number, and bank reported revenue at 13,559 crore as compared to 13,448 crore, which was up by approx 1% on a year-on-year basis, and company reported gross NPA at 1.57%. And if we talk about PAT, then company's PAT was declined by approx 4% on a year-on-year basis, and brokerages has cut the target price, where Morgan Stanley has maintained their overweight trading, but they have cut the target price of ₹1325 as compared to earlier target price of ₹1400. So overall, most of the brokerages has cut the target price on the back of the weak Q1 FY26 number, and the stock is down approx 5%, and stock is a top losers of the Nifty 50 index.
All right, absolutely. In fact, Axis Bank is the top loser, like Ravinder just mentioned. But moving on to the next counter that is in focus today, that is Delhivery. Kanishka, tell us, why have you picked up Delhivery for us?
That's right. So Delhivery is buzzing in trade today after it announcing revised and more favorable terms for its acquisition of rival firm that is E-commerce Express. The company has raised its stake to 99.87% from 99.4% earlier, while cutting the deal value from 1,407 crore rupees to 1,369 crore rupees, giving it near total control at a lower cost. Now, this move strengthens Delhivery's foothold in India's e-commerce logistics sector, especially in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, where Ecom Express had a very strong presence. It is also a classic distress asset acquisition. Ecom Express was picked up at nearly 80% below its 2024 valuation, offering Delhivery scale, network reach, and operational synergies as well. So, on the back of this development, the stock is in focus, continuing to trade above 0.5%.
Well, yes, Kanishka, Delhivery still holding up in gains despite a choppy or a weak market, to say. But next stock is NTPC, a favorite when it comes to regulated business. does have a dividend yield as well, and on a positional basis also it finds favors amongst technical analysts. Jatin, NTPC, what would be your views? Will it be positional or something short term?
It would be more positional kind of a thing. So because during the week we have seen a lot of consolidation in this stock. So next week we are expecting a decent amount of run up in the stock. It has formed a triangle pattern. It is trading around the lower end of that pattern. The crucial support for the stock is placed around 338, and on the upside we are expecting a move towards 352 to 355. So good risk reward pattern wise, it has been consolidating. We are expecting or anticipating a breakout in the stock over the next week. So current levels, so one can initiate longs in the case of NTPC.
Alright, that's NTPC on the charts, but moving on to another buzzer in trade, and that's Polycab. Now remember, Polycab has posted its Q1 earnings and strong set of numbers coming in for Polycab. In fact, if you look at the revenue front, that is up to 25.5% on a year-on-year basis, coming in at 5,906 crores. The net profit is also up a solid 50% on a year-on-year basis, coming in at 600 odd crores. The EBITDA has come in at 858 crores versus 583 crores on a year-on-year basis, and the margin is also seeing an expansion at 14.5% versus 12.4% on a year-on-year basis. Now, the solar products sustained their robust growth trajectory, clocking in more than 2x year-on-year growth, and the fan segments also witnessed a rather muted performance, impacted by the shorter summer season this time. Now, the categories like light, switchgear, switches, pipes and fittings delivered respectable growth, and they were aided by steady demand from the real estate sector as well. We have UBS notes that's come out in Polycab, and they are maintaining a buy call, and they have raised the target price to 8,100 on Polycab. So Polycab is doing pretty well today in today's trading session, upwards of almost 2% in trade.
Strength coming in the cable wire segment. Polycab is a leader as well. Rabinder, speaking of tire stocks, CEAT also came out with its results, but they seem to be off. It comes to a mixed set of numbers coming in. Rabinder, how are the quarterly numbers looking like, and are there any announcements on the capex front?
Well, yes, company has announced the capex plan, and company announced that the company will expansion plant of the Chennai plant, and the existing capacity of the 7 million tires in the PCU segment will enhance 35% with a completion target by FY27. Apart from this, company has also announced the Q1 number, and company reported revenue at rupees 3,521 crore, which was up by more than 11% on a year-on-year basis, and company's reported EBITDA at rupees 391 crore, which was below the street estimate, and company's revenue growth was aided by OEM and replacement segment, whereas export was flat, and company to spend 450 crore on the capex at Chennai plant. So back of this, CEAT is in focus, and the stock has recovered approx 2% from the day's low, but still trading in red.
Alright, that's CEAT on the back of Q1 earnings, but let's move on to the next counter that you picked out for us, Jatin. IOB, Indian Overseas Bank. Tell us what you see on the charts for this bank, because this bank has been in a consolidative phase. It's showing some movement in the last few weeks, but tell us on the charts what are the levels to watch out for?
In the case of IOB, or overall the PSU bank basket has witnessed a run up during the week. Since last couple of trading sessions, there has been some routine profit booking. However, we believe that the weekly close is pretty positive in some of these stocks. So we believe that the momentum could resume on the upside over the next week. So Indian Overseas Bank has a good setup, broken out about falling channel, bullish flag pattern, and it's also sustaining in the green today. So we believe that on the upside there is a potential for the stock to rise towards 42 on the upside, and the crucial support zone is placed at 38.50, which makes it a good stock to buy from the PSU pack for the next week.
Well, positionally a good call coming for Indian Overseas Bank, and today itself the numbers also came out, a mixed set of numbers, but towards the positive side, hence the up move coming in. But Kanishka, from the realty space, which stock are you gathering which should be in focus today?
That's right. So Godrej Properties is the one from the real estate space that we're tracking today. It's because it has announced 2 key land acquisitions that expand its footprint in the high-growth real estate markets recently. Now, in the latest update, the company has acquired a 48 crore land parcel in North Bengaluru for a plotted development project with 1.1 million square feet of potential. This move strengthens its presence in key micro market of Bengaluru. Earlier this week also, Godrej had forayed into Raipur by acquiring 50 acres of another premium plotted development, marking its entry into the fast-growing real estate hub. Now, these back-to-back acquisitions follow its June announcement to develop a 14-acre residential project in East Bengaluru as well. So, on the back of these developments, the company, Godrej Properties continues to be in focus, trading nearly 1% higher.
All right, so Godrej Properties is in focus in the back of that news flow. But a quick programming note then, Maharashtra is making big moves to grow through its port and improve water transport and logistics. At the Maharashtra Maritime Summit 2025, government leaders and industry experts shared new plans that support India's maritime development goals of 2030 and beyond. Let's go across and take a look.
In a significant step towards port-led economic development, the Maharashtra Maritime Summit 2025 was held in Mumbai, hosted by the Maharashtra Maritime Board, Ministry of Ports and Fisheries, Government of Maharashtra, in collaboration with Times Network.
Honorable Prime Minister of India is very keen on developing the port-led economy, and he rightly feels that if we develop the maritime economy, India can be the next major player in global supply chain. And that is why the government of India has created the India Maritime Vision for 2030 and India Amrutkal Maritime Vision for 2047.
At this August gathering, Minister Nitesh Rane emphasized how Maharashtra's maritime strategy is not only about infrastructure, but also about creating jobs, building global partnerships, and driving long-term growth.
The summit is just not a dialogue. It is a call to action for stakeholders like you to become partners in our ambitious maritime growth story. Our vision is not limited to capacity enhancement. It is rooted in sustainability. From green logistics and multimodal integration to empowering coastal communities, we are creating a robust and inclusive maritime ecosystem.
From shipbuilding and recycling to clean passenger transport and global partnerships, the summit reflected a unified vision towards positioning Maharashtra as a driving force in India's maritime resurgence.
Well, with that, it's time for a quick breather. Don't go anywhere. After the break, we're getting you more buzzers on the other side. Stay tuned.